Every video I see online of tips on growing your chest fast or growing your shoulders fast never come from anyone with crappy genetics. My name is Nick, and as someone with very, very low bodybuilding potential, as you can see from these photos, through consistency and hard work in the gym, I was able to grow my arms, which genetically aren't very blessed, and grow them to over 15 inches. And I will show you how I fast-tracked my growth in just 3 months. Or you could spin your wheels like I did the first year of my weightlifting journey and make little to no progress. The choice is yours. Now, there are 3 main things that I did to fast-track my arm growth in 3 months, and I'll break them down one by one in detail. Number 1 is prioritize. Obviously, you want to prioritize because if you want your arms to grow especially, then you'll have to prioritize them over other things. Now, you can't expect to grow all your muscle groups steadily and with this cool trick, boost your arm growth so everything's growing amazingly, just how you want it to, because no, that would lead to overtraining. You have to come to grips that for a solid amount of time, preferably 3 months or more, you're gonna prioritize arms, which means your chest, back, legs are gonna be on the back burner. They might not grow that much. They may even maintain, but you wanted big arms. So this is what you have to sign up for. Prioritizing in your program means the arm work, so shoulders, triceps, biceps, or if you just want biceps and triceps, they take up most of the program. Prioritizing also means preferably you put the arm work at the start or close to the start of your workouts when you are the freshest and able to provide the most stimulus to whatever muscle you choose, in this case being the arms. Number 2 is volume. When I mean volume, I mean number of sets per muscle group per week. Now, it is generally accepted that providing 10 to 20 sets to a muscle group in a given week will provide a safe stimulus for growth. But as for the arms, you may have to play around with this range and see how many sets work for you per week. But generally, you need a lot more because the arms tend to be a stubborn muscle. So you need to pump them with a lot more volume, a lot more sets per week because they can take the recovery. This is because the arms can't lift as much weight as your chest and back or your quads. That's why they need more rest to be able to hit again and get the volume up. So with my program, I went over 20 sets with my arms, including biceps and triceps, and even went up to 23 sets per week. This would mean that I'd have 3 to 5 exercises just focusing on arms with a lot of sets over time. One way to progress with arm growth is to have a set, let's say 4 weeks, and at the start of the 4 weeks, you work 20 sets for your arms, right? So that's the cap for the general range, but you're pushing beyond that, right? So for the first week you hit 20, but then for the 4th week, you could be at 25 sets for your arms per week. It slowly progresses. Now, with all the overloading and volume dedicated to your arms, what I did to maintain my chest and back, because if I'd have maintained the same amount of sets before going on this arm program, I would have overtrained in about 2 days. So what you do is you pedal back the leg volume or the chest and back volume, let those muscles maintain and still get stimulated. What I've found is that only 4 sets per muscle group per week is enough to maintain strength. And if you're really hitting those lifts for those muscles hard, you may even gain a little bit of muscle in the process while you're working on your arms. Since you want to dump a lot more volume into your arms, you have to take away a lot from your chest, back, and legs. Third and final most important thing for fast tracking your arm growth is frequency. Essentially, it just means how often are we hitting arms. Now, like I said earlier in the video, the arms are a stubborn muscle and they're small and they don't lift as much weight as chest, back, quads, because those are large muscle groups, right? Because of this, they recover quickly, and that means you can hit them 2, 3, even 4 times per week. Me personally, with the way my program was fitting, I hit them 3 times per week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. My program was set up as an upper-lower split. I'd hit my arms on upper day 1, right, on Monday. I'd have an arm day after lower, so that would be on Wednesday, and then I'd rest, and then I'd go back in on upper on the Friday. This really ensures that your focus is dedicated towards your arm growth. And as you see from these images, when I was really, really lean and really small, my arms were at or just under 12 inches. And within a couple months of bulking, they moved to 13 inches. That was without dedicated arm growth specifically. Just before I undertook the fast track arm growth protocol, my arms were at 14 inches. And within 2 months, actually, I checked my arm size and I was over 15 inches already. That's over 1 inch in not much time, which I'm very proud of, being a forever hard gainer. Now, as a bonus, I'll share with you my favorite exercise for biceps and my favorite exercise for triceps. Now, for biceps, this exercise was introduced to me through Jeff Nippard, very famous guy. He calls them Bayesian curls. Now, I don't know how the hell it is spelt how it is, but if you research Bayesian curls, it's a cable exercise and they're very good at stretching the biceps and emphasizing the lengthened position, which is the best position for the muscle to grow the most. It's a single arm exercise, so you can focus on one side and push it the hell to failure. You can progress it to start off with 2 sets, move it up to 4 sets eventually after weeks and weeks of working on this arm growth program. And eventually you can move on to other exercises, whether it be the easy bar curls, whether it be reverse grip curls, whether it be just machine preacher curls, incline dumbbell curls. They always seem to work for most people. And experiment. See what can get you the most burn, the most pump without taking the wind out of you. Now on to triceps. My favorite exercise that I was finally able to connect my triceps with was the cable tricep kickback. I personally don't really like that dumbbell tricep kickback exercise. I think it misses out on most of the growth part of the movement, as the bottom of the rep, you are kind of just dangling your arm around and not stretching the tricep. But it's different for cable tricep kickbacks. The way I do them, recommended by Jeff Nippard, is to lean away from the cable machine, holding onto it with a high cable setting, and lock your elbow behind your back to extend the cable. This tricep extension really activates the long head, and I felt the most mind muscle connection with my triceps with this exercise, and it is something that I stick by. Personally, tricep pushdowns, rope extensions, it never really did it for me. The reps always changed, the load always changed for me. I couldn't really feel the burn, I couldn't really feel the pump with the more popular tricep exercises. For tricep kickbacks, it just works. That's what I think. Try them out, see if they work for you. If not, try some other. Be sure to track your lifts and progress on load and reps over time to ensure progressive overload. And on the dieting side, just make sure that you're eating a lot of protein and you're eating more food than you need to maintain your weight. The muscle ain't gonna come out of nowhere. And last but definitely very important, track your arm growth. Get a soft tape measure like I got. Right here, it's just a couple bucks. Don't get obsessed with it, but just check the circumference of your arms, see if you're making progress every couple months. I hope these guidelines helped you in order to fast track your arm growth. I'm Nick Steep. Leave no more lost potential, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.